I get asked a lot, who am I and what have I done or what do I do? And I describe myself into 3 categories. I was a single mum. I organised my 20-year high school reunion, and then I married a farmer. No one told me to run. So I'm still with him. We're 23 years in, but when I met my husband, I met my equal. I've never met a man that was my equal. I was asked a question when I was speaking last week at International Day of Rural Women. What would you tell yourself as a 30-year-old? And that was really profound, because everyone says be 16. Well, at 16, I was never going to tell myself that you're going to be great as a 20-year-old mum. That was never in my plans, or that you were going to be a single being that mum. So being 30, I would tell myself a lot more people to go away very, very smartly, because they dim you. I realised that from that point. I said I wouldn't say it, am I? And when I hit 30, I suddenly realised that I had a 10-year-old who was doing great. I was doing great. I'd come out of another relationship that was disaster, but that's what I chose, was disastrous. Not because those people were disasters, but that was the realisation that I wanted to be something that everybody wanted me to be, and it was never me. So it wasn't till I hit 30 when I suddenly thought, nah, I can do better than this. I've got a daughter who needs a mother. I don't need to be dimmed financially, as you said, Amanda. We try and fit this category, and all I wanted to do was earn more money to pay for her schooling. So I changed jobs. I stepped out of my whatever it was that I was in. I created a board. Now, on that board, it might not sound very exciting, was my mum and dad, my twin sister, my sisters, and some friends who I could ring up and say, what the fuck am I doing? You know, like, how on earth can I get here when I've been kept here? And I had a father who never gave us a glass ceiling. It was society that did that. So I moved along. I did quite well. I was very successful. I bought my own house. But I was still in food insecurity at that time in my life. So I started addressing that. I'd bring friends and I'd say, what have you got for dinner? They all thought that I couldn't cook. I didn't have the guts to tell them I didn't have anything to cook. So I would go around, and my daughter and I, she had a great social life because we would just drop in all these people and they'd feed us. So I was really lucky with that. So when I met Chris, my husband, who can't be here because he's a farmer, that all stopped because I could see what I could become. I took animals that were left in paddocks to die because they weren't saleable for society, and I started giving food away. I started selling it to family and friends because they had the money, but I started giving it away. And then in 2012, I created my own business. It was Bully's Beef at that stage because my husband at school was named Bully or Mad Dog. So creating a business, it had to be Bully's Meats, not Mad Dog Meats, because I took our meat to China. So we then thought, this is crazy. I could get meat cheaper into China than our First Nations people and most women could get in Australia. So we pulled that out of China. We thought, this is crazy. We're not going to do this. So now I've been doing that for 12 years. In 2022, someone said, go for this award. You have $15,000 prize. I went, great, I just want the money. So I won it. And what I did with it is I bought a cool room that now sits out on country in Australia, and it's used at no cost for business, women's business and men's business to feed them. So that just sits out there. We've now got our 3rd one, and I created a charity from that. So what I do is I hold women up. I want people to stand in front of me and beside me. I'm not afraid of someone stealing my light because mine's bright enough. And I want to introduce more women into this collaboration and hear us roar, hear our voices, tell our stories. I met Shelley and I said, oh, Shelley, I know where you're going to be. So, and she's amazing. Like, read her book. It is life-changing. And I wish I'd have had that when I was going through it. I just lost all the components of my body before somebody said, you're not crazy, but I think I am. So coming here has been a great honour. Meeting Karen was something that I thought should have happened a long time ago. But if you're wondering why at this stage in your life that you think you're falling apart and everything's crazy, that's not it. what's happening is we're ending a 9-year cycle and you're falling into alignment. So if there's silence where there should be noise, sit in that silence. If there are people leaving, let them go. But most of all, celebrate you every day. Sit back, take a moment, and no matter what, even if it's the biggest fuck up you've ever done, walk away and say you've done it. So thank you.